Black Album, but really everything before the Black Album. You know, the Cliff Burton age, other than Injustice for All, because that's when Jason Newsted came on. You know, took over after Cliff.
Well, I mean, he was Garage Days was great too. Like his audition, and like that's kind of his kind of getting to play with the band and get comfortable with him was doing the Garage Days thing, I believe, and that was just amazing. That just album of covers is one of my favorite things they ever did.
Anesthesia, pulling teeth. I don't give a damn what anybody says. If you're sitting there going, oh, well, that guy's just a bass player, or that you don't think bass players can handle a song, go listen to Anesthesia pulling teeth off of freaking Kill 'Em All.
That's one of the things that changed about that band that I didn't like on the Black Album, because there was like
no instrumental song.
Yeah, exactly. And like Cliff was a big driving force in a lot of those instrumentals early on. Mm-hmm. And then, like, you had To Live Is To Die on Injustice for All, which had Jason Newsted on it, but it was, I believe that Cliff Burton had something to do with the writing. Like, he contributed lyrics to it or some, the only words in it.
Orion on Master of Puppets.
Yeah, that,
Call of Cthulhu.
Call of Cthulhu, like, those were, all the instrumental songs I used to love to death. And, then they stopped doing that. And then it just seemed like they were playing these, like, we're going to play these radio hit type tunes for, like 15 years, 20 years.
We don't even acknowledge Saint Anger. We do not. We don't acknowledge Saint Anger.
I was pretty impressed with Death Magnetic when it came out. I thought Death Magnetic was really good.
Their newest one is really fucking good. The newest one is back to roots, I think, and it's really, I love it. I enjoy it.
Well, that's what I think they made that a point. The last when Robert Trujillo joined the band, I think he made it a point, and I think he stepped into Robert Trujillo stepped in like he belonged there. Jason Newsted said he always never felt like he belonged. He felt like he was kind of picked on, and he never really belonged with that band, even though he was awesome with that band, and I loved it.
Really good.
But when Robert Trujillo joined the band, he stepped in there like, I've been in Suicidal, I've been in Infectious Grooves, you're not going to fucking boss me around. Yeah, you're not going to boss me around, and you're not going to be big shots with me. And that's kind of how he stepped into it, and I think that gave him their balls back a little bit, and that's why they're like, well, fuck yeah, we could still rock. And the last couple things they've done have been really good.
Because, I mean, when I grew up, it was, you know, we had Metallica. Of course, music, when I was actually at that, you know, age in school where, you know, music was getting important, that was when, like, Nirvana hit it big and Green Day was coming up on the scene. You know, I mean, I had, like, early Green Day albums people don't even know, you know, they wouldn't even think was a Green Day album, because most people, the first, you know, they're either the new Green Day. Of course, I always loved Basket Case. I always thought Basket Case was a great fucking song. But then we had Rammstein. And then, you know, we had Marilyn Manson. And then sadly, to your point about the 80s with everybody looking at you, you know, we had Columbine happen when I was in high school. And I'm not downplaying anything that happened, because that was an atrocity. But anybody that wore band shirts, like a Metallica shirt or a Manson or Suicidal Tendencies, anything like that, we were like, the teachers were like scared. They thought we were part of that, like what was going on with that, and we couldn't wear those to school anymore. They outlawed them. They're like, you cannot wear these shirts to school anymore. You cannot wear Metallica shirts. You cannot wear any music shirt. Unless it's like Britney Spears or New Kids on the Block.
That is so bizarre to me. And like, well, now I think people are asserting their rights more and saying bullshit. We're gonna wear what we want. Yeah. And I mean, I blew my mind when people were telling me that you couldn't wear certain, like. I would go when I was in high school. I seriously would wear like death metal shirts that were like the most offensive shit. Like me and my friends would like have mail order catalogs and look in these catalogs, because they had a shirt place at the mall, and we knew the girl that worked there was my buddy's girlfriend, and we would get the actual catalog of the different T-shirts you could buy from the different companies, like the different apparel companies that had the different bands signed to them. And so we'd get to look through all of them, and they would have some like real offensive shit, like they would never sell like in a regular store, like you can buy from the bands. And me and my buddy, we would buy that shit and we'd wear it to school. Like I had the completely uncensored Cannibal Corpse shirt where the zombies eating the other zombie out on the cover. I used to wear that to school, and I had a Deicide shirt that I wore all the time that had the whole back of it was just the Trifiction like inverted cross thing with the pentagram in it, like the whole back of it. And like I would wear that shit to school, and like I hear now, if you wore something like that, you'd just be thrown right out. You couldn't even walk in the door with that shit.
I had the Metallica. One side was like the back was Ride the Lightning, and it was the dude in the electric chair.
Yeah,
you know, the glow in the dark. But on the front, it was the metal up the ass, and it was the toilet with the hand coming up out of the toilet with the knife in it. Fuck, couldn't wear that shit. Could not wear that shit. You know, but what's real funny is nowadays you go to Walmart or Target, and all these bands that we couldn't wear their shirts to school are now out there, and these kids, you know, these young kids are buying AC/DC shirts. They're buying Guns N' Roses, Metallica, and I'm sitting there going, you know, half of them, they buy the shirt because it looks cool, and or they're getting them and they got like the cut at the neck or whatever, you know, they're tank tops. But it's like they don't know anything about the music of these bands. You know, they know nothing about the music. They just get the shirt because it looks, Guns N' Roses. A
lot of people's parents like play that stuff around them and they just know it.
Yeah, I mean, like my son knows, you know, like, because the only thing on the radio, I find there's a station I like, and it's all 80s music, so it's like, it's Phil Collins, it's Aha, you know, it's Tears for Fears, but they'll play like Metallica or Kansas or, you know, some classic rock. He's a huge Foreigner fan. He loves frickin' Foreigner. You know, and he loves Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Take that, Lou Gramm.
Yeah, take that, motherfucker. But it's just, I honestly just feel like with music, like we would have, like a lot of music, like MTV2 is where I first found Kitty, which was one of my all-time favorite bands when I was in high school was Kitty. This hard, black rock female band from Canada. And I remember going to HF Festival here in D.C., and they were supposed to play on, like, the street stage. There was, like, 3 stages, the local stage, the street stage, and the main stage. They were supposed to play, like, the street stage. And the rumor was, they ended up not playing, and I hated it because I had, like, this sign that's, like, for the guitarist for, I think it's Talia was her name. Huge crush on that girl. But the rumor was they were supposed to play, and also Slipknot was supposed to play that same concert, and both of them had to back out because they got sick. And the rumor was the lead singer of Kitty gave a Hummer to Corey from Slipknot and got sick because of it. That was the rumor going around the concert. I did get to see the Cult though. And that was pretty fucking cool to see the Cult, because they played right before Incubus. So everybody was there to see Incubus. They were like, oh, we're going to see Incubus. I'm like the only motherfucker wearing a Cult shirt, you know? And they're up there and they're singing, and I get up crowd surfing. I wasn't as heavy then. And I'm crowd surfing, and the lead singer of the Cult looks out in the crowd. He sees that I'm the only Cult shirt in the entire fucking sea of people is mine, and I'm on the fucking crowd surfing. He just goes, that motherfucker right there, it's a fucking fan. That dude's fucking hardcore. He's fucking awesome. And I'm just sitting there like, fuck yeah, rock on, motherfuckers.
One of the coolest things I ever saw was, like, I don't know, like anybody listens to anymore, is when I saw Metallica on the Justice Tour. So that was by far one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Yeah. Just everything Justice back was everything they played. So it was like the ultimate concert for me. But
when they could actually have the gunfire and the explosions for one.
Yeah, that was loud. The first like in '88 when I saw it, man, that was fucking loud. And they turned like all the lights out, so all you saw was these bright flashes. And but before that, one of the cool things was opening for Metallica that night was Queensryche. Queensryche showed up, and they did. With a big screen like Pink Floyd, they did the entire Operation Mindcrime album. They played the whole thing from beginning to end.
Nice.
Before Metallica came out, and like nobody else was into it. Like me and my brother and a few people were like into it. A lot of, like the place wasn't even full yet. Like people were waiting for Metallica and coming in late, and it was like kind of empty when they started. But like we were having a great time. Like Jeff Tate from Queensryche pointed at us when they got done. He pointed like right to our corner where we were sitting. And when he was leaving.
Well, with that, let's go ahead. Let's take a pause for the cause, and let's talk about our great sponsor, Fodor. Hey, Chief, you know those great banners I make for the show every single week?
Yeah, I just saw the new one, the Thanos one.
You know how I'm creating those banners?
I've got an idea, but why don't you tell everybody?
We're using Photor. That's right, Photor Web, an online photo editing service. You can edit your photos. You can do collages. You can design your own banners for everything that you do in your daily lives, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitch, whether you're creating that banner or poster for maybe the work potluck. You can use it. You can do it all on Photor. They got some stickers. They got stickers. They've got animations. They've got tools for you to be able to take your creation to the next level. Transparency tools, background templates, you name it, Photor has it. The graphic design feature of Photor Web is a one-stop shop for marketers, bloggers, and social media aficionados. Hey, that's us. Allowing anyone the ability to create their own graphics content and share on social media. This Photor Web has been a top developer awarded by Google and Facebook Messenger, has received media coverage from BBC, Lifehacker, and many more. Not only can you use Photor on your desktop, both your PC and your Mac, but you can also get the Photor mobile app on iTunes and the Google Play Store, iOS and Android. So go to www.photor.com today to download Photor. And just for you, our listeners, Photor is giving you a free 1-month pass for their pro account programming. That's right, 1 month free on Photor and on us, the Nerd Rage Renegades. We are giving back to you 100% free for 1 month.
That's right. It's pretty good. It's free. And if you go to our Twitter and what they got to do? They got to go and like something, comment on it.
What we want you to do is we want you to go to Twitter on Wednesday. That's the show, or whenever you listen to this. Go to Twitter, pop a comment on the pinned post, which will be this episode. Pop a comment on there, and we will shoot you a code for the 1 month free of Photor. If you love to make collages, if you love to tweak with selfie pictures, Facebook pictures, Instagram photos, anything like that, this is the program for you. It's what I use to create all the banners every single week, and now we're giving back to you. So all you got to do, go to Twitter, find the pinned post for this episode, and just leave us a comment, and we will send you a code for 1 month free of Photor's premium application.
That's right, and you can go in there and screw around with it for a month, and if you like it, then you can subscribe to it.
Exactly. Once again, all you got to do, twitter.com, go to the pinned post, and put a comment, and the code is yours, courtesy of Photor.com and your boys here at the Nerd Rage Renegades podcast.
That's right.
Music memories.
Indeed. I also, I saw a lot of the 90s bands that aren't even around anymore. I got to see a lot of when I was younger. And I was in my 20s, kind of like in the 90s, like later 90s. But I saw Soundgarden and I saw Lollapalooza in '92, which was Pearl Jam on the 10 album, the first album. It was Soundgarden on Bad Motorfinger. Ice Cube was there. Let's see who else. Red Hot Chili Peppers were there. Ministry played. And man, it was just the Ministry show was awesome. And I saw Soundgarden play Cop Killer, I've seen Soundgarden a few times. With Chris Cornell, who recently passed, which is kind of a bummer. One of the best voices I ever heard live, actually. Like the guy could really sing like that. Like the way you hear him on the albums, that's what they sounded like when you go see them. It wasn't any bullshit about it. Chris Cornell could fucking wail, and I've seen him like 3 times, and they were great every time. I saw Blind Melon with Shannon Hoon when he was still alive before he died, and that guy was another guy. I think Shannon Hoon of Blind Melon's one of the most underrated 90s singers that ever was. That guy could really fucking wail. And if you get a chance, go on YouTube and look at his Woodstock 94, the Blind Melon set from Woodstock 94, because that's just an intense, crazy deal where he's like just tripping on mushrooms or something. I don't know. And but he doesn't miss a fucking note of any song, just wails like crazy. And he comes out like cross-dressed. He's like got makeup on and like a dress. And he comes out and he does the whole show. I don't know if he's on heroin or if he's on some kind of psychedelics. But Shannon Hoon is so fucked up through the whole thing, but he doesn't miss a single note in any song. Just nails it, the whole set. So if you get a chance, go check that out. But he was great live. I saw him.